usually the question is finished with Market Wizards, and I have to backstep and say, that really wasn't my first book. So the complete guide to the futures markets, it's going to sound egotistical when I say this, but when I got into the futures research, I kind of was impressed with the lack of quality stuff out there. And I didn't particularly think that I was great, but I thought that I could do better than anything that was out there. So I didn't find what I considered a really good book on the futures markets, and I thought that I could write a better one. And circumstances worked out that I was leaving a job, and I would have had no problem going and just finding another job. But I decided, I've wanted to write this book. Why not take the time now? So I took a sabbatical. And so what I was trying to write was a comprehensive text on futures, sort of the definitive text on futures, at least for that time. And it was a serious work. So, it runs over 700 pages. It covers all sorts of stuff in fundamental analysis. It covers statistical stuff. It covers all sorts of classical chart analysis. It covers technical indicators. It covers trading systems, testing trading systems, trading. It's pretty comprehensive. So that's the book. And I did that again pre-PC days, pre-computer. I was literally, for those who do stats, you can appreciate this maybe, but I had to resort to doing multiple regressions using a calculator. Which is just a great time waster. But it would have been a lot easier to do the book in modern times than it was when I did it. And it was only because I was so enormously focused at that time that I was able to even do it in a year. I also had to hand do the charts, everything. There was no Excel. There was no, or maybe I don't know if there was Excel or Word or any of those things existed. But this is 83, 84. If it existed, I didn't know about it, and I didn't have a PC, and I guess PCs were still probably in their infancy at that point. So in any case, that was a really a book that required manual labor, and that was the first book that I did. Now, having done that, I really didn't have a great eagerness to do another book quickly, but I did along the way, as I was involved in trading. And I knew some great traders like Michael Marcus and some other people. I was at that Commodities Corp actually for a year, and I knew Bruce Covener and I knew some other people who were great traders. I thought, it would be an interesting book to write, going to interview like these great traders and find out what they do and what do they do that's different and why do they excel where so many fail. But I had a full-time job more than full-time job as a director of futures research, and I wasn't eager to sort of work nights and weekends additionally on a book. So I didn't do anything for a couple of years, even though I had the idea. And then one day I got invited by a publisher to have lunch.